Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Doc of Detox Q&A, live Q&A. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and together, let's take back our power. Better still, let's not give it away anymore, okay? Let's uncover and discover the true potential that lies within everyone, and I mean in everyone. I don't care how you feel, how hopeless you feel, helpless you feel. You're not. These are just belief systems. And I'm telling you, once we give you brand new, authentic beliefs that empower you, you'll feel a lot different about who you are. You know, you can be in the place of feeling helpless, hopeless, and you can feel in a place that you're not going to get well or that you're not lovable. And I'm telling you that it's all based on beliefs. And just think, if you had the power to control the masses, would you be nice? Would you give them empowering beliefs or disempowering beliefs? Well, I'll let you decide what you've been given, because most people do not realize that they're not awake. But when you finally awake, you'll realize that you were asleep. And when you finally learn that you need to master the mind before you'll ever master the body, which means you're going to have to change your reality. And the only way you can do that is to change parts of your personality, because it's not your personality. Because we get belief systems from our family, from the people we hang around with. And guess what? Change is beautiful. So embrace change and be the change that you seek. So today, let's become the practitioner that we seek. Now, before we start, I'd like to do this, and this is what we do. Take a look on my website at Doc of Detox or the International Training Institute of Health, either one. Go to the top and you can click on the masterclass. Click on the masterclass. The A to Z Wellness Masterclass is up there, and it's called Masterclass. Click on that. Use the code word master. And I know some of you are going to be paranoid about putting in your Visa card, but we can't override that if I give it to you free. Put in the word master, put in your Visa card. I'll never charge you a penny. Okay? I mean, it's here, it's on video. And get ready to embrace what your physical body's really about, and learn about every part of the body, what the medical system would do, and what we would like to teach you to become the practitioner, to become the master of your own body. And then if you'd like to learn about the emotional side of things, go into my library, which you can click at the top. You can just sign in and go to the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. And then once you've watched those, if you think that you can handle the vibration that I'm putting out there, which is total self-love, that's what it is. And it's total forgiveness, and it's total discipline. It's total trust and honoring in oneself. If that's something that you would like to embrace and become, watch the 12 steps. And if you do, then click at the top, Braveheart, again, on docofdetox.com or on the International Training Institute of Health, and then go in and use Braveheart free. You're not paying for any of this. You know what? We decided that there's no time to waste here. Let's give it to those people who really want to give it, share it, and become the light for their family. All right, so let me go through a couple things before we start the questions. Kelowna, like I said, the classes are almost full. If you're interested in becoming a whole life coach, a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist, you'll want to check it out at itioh.com. The course starts on April the 4th and to the 24th. And just say, who comes to our classes? Well, okay, secretaries that always wanted to be practitioners. We've had medical doctors, nurses, chiropractors, steel workers, people in the lumber field, people that were in the business field, students that were going through school and were going to go into the medical profession, decided to come and get into the natural health side. So understand, we have open arms to everyone. And understand something, anybody can learn this, and I guarantee it. Anybody can learn this, and I promise you that when you come to take our courses, that we're going to teach you what it takes years other places. All right? That's my guarantee. Now, that's on April the 4th, and you can take either the Wolfe Non-Surgical deep tissue therapy course, or you can take the whole life coach certification, or you can take both. And it goes to the 24th. Then we're in Palm Springs at the Omni, which is about a 4.5 star resort. And We've got the best prices for staying there even. It's $119. We're going to be doing that June 1st. The same thing that we do with Kelowna till June 1st to the 21st. All right? And then I'll be lecturing everyone in Markham. And this weekend would cost, this 4 days of lecturing would cost about just over $200. And anybody who comes because they're coming through me, all right, $97. I'm going to be doing a full day lecture, and then I'm going to be doing 3 other lectures, 1 2-hour and 2 1-hour lectures. And I promise you that they are going to be the most amazing lectures. The first full day one is going to be how to thrive and stay alive on planet Earth. I'm going to teach you more about your life in that day, I promise, than you've ever been taught. Okay? And then that's on Thursday, April 30th from 9 to 5. Friday, May 1st, it'll be, the workshop will be body pain and aging. I'm going to go in and scar tissue, and we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to be bringing people up out of the audience. So if you want to get worked on by me, I'll work on breast fibroids in the pelvis, prostate problem, cesarean adhesions. I'll work on a knee that somebody says that they've got to go to surgery and that they say it's bone on bone. And I'll work on that person for 20 minutes, and then we'll see how that person's walking, see how they're feeling. Because even when they say that, it's actually just the tissue has been calcified. It's still there. Okay, bring back the circulation, bring back the life, take the scar tissue apart, get the calcium back into the bones, melt the crystallization. Doesn't matter where you're talking about in the human body. This is how the human body functions. And believe it or not, most health practitioners do not understand this. Saturday, I'll be lecturing mind over medicine. Okay, this is how the mind is the most powerful, because where the mind goes, the body follows. And I'm going to show proof that I'm right, and that as long as you believe you're going to stay sick, you're going to be sick. You know what? You got to have a sick mind before a sick body. And I'm not telling you you're sick in the head. I'm telling you that the beliefs you have are sick. They're contaminated, and they weren't yours, because if you knew the power that you have, you would never, ever keep running dysfunctional beliefs each and every day. And if you're suffering or there's something going on in your life, understand, this doesn't have to happen. You change your mind, you change your life. End of story. And now I'm going to show how to do it. Sunday, I'll be taking the main stage again, and it's called Creating the Perfect Day for the Perfect Life. I'm going to be going over what the perfect day would look like, and I'm going to go from the morning till the night, and I'm going to answer everybody's questions. Okay, that's a 1-hour lecture. Anybody who's got questions, we're going to answer your questions, and we're going to show you what a perfect day would look like. And then you can take baby steps to get there, and I'm going to give you all the information and where to go on my website. And then I want you to question us. And remember something, anybody can always call me. You can always call us at the office here. We're going to answer your questions. People say, how do you do it? Well, because we have created so many programs on our website, okay? And then on Sunday, there's the panel of experts, and I'm there with some of the top leading experts in the world on health and nutrition. You'll see the lineup. We'll be giving you more information as we get closer, all right? Okay, and then I'm going to be in Orlando. Also, I'm going to be in Orlando in March. If anybody wants to come and see me, it's $97, and there's 2 days of lectures. I'll be lecturing both days for about 2-hour lecture, both times. All right. And then one will be on the scar tissue inflammation issue. The other one will be mind over matter. Okay. All right. So let's get to the questions. All right. My first question is Ron Siegler. Ron, I know I told you last week I was going to do it. We didn't get to it, buddy, but we're going to also show the picture in a minute. Right, Yan?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I sent a picture of what I'm dealing with. Through diet, my nose tumor went down about 60%. I just want to say something here. Do you know how many people come to me that have tumors that are getting radiation, chemotherapy, or not doing anything, and they have horrendously bad diets, or they've been given these Band-Aid therapies from practitioners to change a little bit of this or a little bit of that? You know what? Unless you understand the body, you're going to be battling. You know, people have like a 20-foot hole, and people give them like a 5-foot ladder and say, get yourself out. You know what? That's why whenever we do a consultation, or I do a consultation on anyone, they pay me one time and then they're with me. No matter how often they call, how much time it takes, I'm there for you. Okay? So I'm not saying this because you should come to me. I'm trying to tell you, find a practitioner that is going to give you a perfect day, that's going to talk to you about the ultimate coffee enema, structured water, talk to you about advanced water fasting. People who have cancer, when they jump on this and they do things like this, really powerful, nature harnessed strategies and techniques, that cancer does not have a chance. Your body is amazing. You have no idea how amazing it is because you have limited beliefs, because you have a practitioner with limited beliefs. Go to a practitioner with limited beliefs and I'll tell you what you do have. You got fear, you've got anxiety, you've got doubt, and you've got worry. And that's what you've got. So anyways, back to you, my friend. I sent a picture of what I'm dealing with through diet. My nose tumor went down about 60%. That's really great, Ron. And you know what? It's also your positive attitude. I have dermatofibrosarcoma. It's a tongue twister, but understand something. The medical system will get tongue twisters and they'll give you names that have come from another planet, things you can hardly say. Do you know why? Because you're not smart enough to heal yourself. No, the only option you've got is chemo, radiation, and surgery, and more surgery, because surgery causes more scar tissue and it causes tumors to grow back because the scar tissue goes in and it causes all these physical blocks. Create physical blocks in your body. You block your energy flow. You block your blood flow. You block your lymph flow. How does it feel to grow old? I may get older, but I'm not going to grow old. Okay, it's only on the left side before the cancer. Okay, it is only on the left side before the cancer. I had a spiral fracture in my left ankle. Okay, well, just understand this. Anybody who has a fracture has osteopenia or osteoarthritis. You have osteopenia or osteoarthritis because of an acidic lifestyle. Oh, wait a minute, that would be all of us. So understand that if you don't know how to put the fire out in your body, the more inflammation you have, the more calcium is going to be drawn from the bone to keep the blood calcium at a perfect level. If it isn't, you know what? Just a couple of points, it could move and it could be life-threatening. So that's why you have that God gave us so much bone, so much calcium to draw on, but let's not have bones that become empty shells. And that's why we get a fracture. You get a fracture at the weakest points of your body where the bone has been taken. Okay? All right. So what do you recommend, he asks? Okay. Let's go down here. What would I recommend? Okay. First of all, did you show the picture?
I did, but I'll show it one more time.
No, show it one more time and leave it. Around it, and we started using a bioptron light, and we got him to go on a whole plant-based diet. Then we had him do carrot juice fasting and then go right into a water fast. And if somebody believes that they have the power to go into an advanced water fast, you're going to use ATP. Okay, it's the only organic ATP in the world, and the ATP, when you take this, it gives you energy, but it doesn't turn on your digestive tract when you're water fasting. It bypasses the Krebs cycle, and by doing that, it activates the cells to get more energy and it helps to repair the mitochondria throughout the body. And if we can do that, we know that cancer will be turned around. Understand, everything we do is not turning around the cancer. Everything we do is bringing up the vibration of the cells in the body, and they look after the cancer, because cancer is a frequency. That was proven 50 years ago. Okay? So we put them on ATP, and then we also put them on fulvic acid. And you want to put people on fulvic acid. I think everybody should put a teaspoon of this in every quarter liter of water that they drink. And if you and Ron, you should be putting fulvic acid into a teaspoon into every liter you drink, because look it up. It's the world's best chelator of heavy metals. It delivers more nutrition into the cells than anything else. It'll carry into the cells over 40 different nutrients into the cells. That's simple. And it's structured fulvic. And the other thing is, once it gets in there and drops that off, guess what? It'll actually pick up 400% of its weight in toxic waste. Well, that's what you want. You want to be able to detoxify. And if you go on a water fast, a lot of people would never make it. But between the fulvic, between the ATP, and then we also put them on a product called Ormus Minerals, okay? This is called Ormus Minerals, and Ormus Minerals provide the electrolytes that you need and the balancing. So between that and drinking structured water, and then what we would have you do, only if you're psychologically ready to jump into the water fast. If you weren't, we would do like 6 days, 7 days of just carrot juice. We could add celery juice. We could have other things. But if your budget was tighter, then we would just do carrots, because carrots aren't expensive, organic carrots. Buy a big 50-pound bag. I mean, every week I buy 40 pounds of organic carrots, okay? And I get it from Costco. Now, so if a person had not a really good diet, we'd first get them into the perfect day, start detoxifying them. What if the bowels aren't moving? Ron, are your bowels moving? Are you having 2 to 3 really good bowel movements a day? That's really crucial, okay? Okay, so we want to do that. The other thing is, can we take a side shot here, please, to this? This is I know, but now, this is called a bioptron. This is a full spectrum light, and I would have you shining a full spectrum light, the bioptron, because it mimics all the healing rays of the sun. And it's got a fluorine lens, that's a Tesla lens, and it'll go in deep, and it'll start bringing up the frequency of the area. You can also apply, okay, essential oils like frankincense, and you can also apply some DMSO to the area to increase the circulation. But you want to just take a look at that, right? So everything is about increasing the circulation, but not aggravating it too far. All right. We also want to do skin brushing. We want to do salt glows, because your skin is your largest cleansing organ. And guess what else, Ron? I want you to do patting and clapping. Okay. And I want you to pat and clap the other side of your cheek. I want you to do your neck underneath. I want you to do the back of your head. And I want you to do here. And that should be about 45 minutes every night. Why is that, Ron? Because that releases stem cells. Okay. It releases stem cells into the body. And it also increases the circulation in your face. That's right. And it gets the white blood cells in there. So we want to really focus on that. And I would tell you to do it at least 45 minutes a night. And if you want to call me, I'll show you on video exactly how to do it. Okay? Now, the other thing is, whether you believe this or not, Ron, where do you work? Is it a healthy environment? How is your relationship with your wife, your children, and everybody else? And do you live in a condominium where, go on your cell phone, Ron, go on your cell phone and see how many different Wi-Fis you pick up. If you're picking up anywhere from 10 to 20, then guess what? That's all coming through your home continually while you're sleeping. Move. You're worth it. The closer you get to nature, you're not going to have this, because this is not natural to grow this. Next thing is, if you've got Wi-Fi, make sure that you unplug it when you go to bed at night. And I wouldn't even have Wi-Fi in my house. Definitely no walk around phones. Definitely I would get myself a bodyguard and a protector for my home to bring down and neutralize these frequencies as much as possible. Are you with me so far? I hope. So the other thing is coffee enemas. You've got to do a coffee enema, and you do what we call an ultimate coffee enema. And that is where you're using Tummy Love, and you're using black gold. So what you do, I'm just going to show you these and then I'll talk about them, okay? So everybody, while I'm doing this, understand something. This is not for you to buy our products. Don't feel you got to buy our products. But understand something. Do your research. And then if you find someone else that has similar products, good quality, then go and get them. This show is about giving you information, not driving up our sales. So let's make that perfectly clear before I go any further. But when people ask me a question, I just want to tell you, we got over 20 people that actually emailed into us and called us, and they said, why don't you show products anymore? And I said, well, because it looks like a marketing ploy. So I just want to get that perfectly clear. Now, this is called a coffee enema bucket. Okay? Here's the best coffee to buy. You can get it from us or you can get it on Amazon. Okay? And then here's a stainless steel bucket. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the coffee. You're going to boil the coffee. You don't need much either. It's in my Perfect Day Guide. So you're going to look in the Perfect Day Guide for the Perfect Day Diet, which is just on around page 40. Then you're going to look at the Ultimate Coffee Enema in there. Ron, you're also going to go to Fasting for Perfect Health and take a look at a 12-day fast. That would be my goal with you. And no, you're not going to die. If anything, you're going to become just amazingly vibrant and alert, and know that you can own this. Okay, understand something, Ron. If you stop eating, your body's going to go and eat that for lunch. And that's science, my friend. So we want to get to that point that we turn off the digestive tract, because a person will expend as much energy as walking 10 miles as eating 3 meals a day. So even if they're healthy meals, we don't need the food, Ron. We just need the good attitude, gratitude, and do what I say. And you can check in with me if you want, Ron. You can check in with me every couple of days, even every day to begin with, until you get rid of the fear, because anything new, even if it's going to save your life, you're going to be scared of it, right? And then you can go to some practitioners out there that scare you into doing things that you shouldn't do. All right. So what you do is you're going to boil the water. You're going to put the coffee in it, bring it to a boil. You're going to put black gold in it. You'll be able to see the measurements. I don't want to go through that on the show because, again, you can go to my guide. And then you're going to strain the coffee, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to put it into the enema bag. Then what you're going to do is put the tummy love in, and then you're going to do a coffee enema. Now, I know, Ron, you're putting something up your bum, and most men don't like that because they all have that fear, that homophobia. So understand, get over it, because this is a lifesaver, and you're going to make yourself comfortable on the floor, and after you've done about the third or fourth coffee enema, I'm going to then tell you to embrace that. Do one every day till you get your groove. Then I want you to do one twice a day, and you can check in with me. And when you start having more energy than you ever had that you can remember, and you feel calmer, that is when your body is going to actually heal. We have to get your subconscious to buy into this, that this tumor is nothing except, Ron, dysfunctional belief and you being out of harmony. Wouldn't you think that's it? I would say that's it. So now, once we've done that, then we're going to do the coffee enema. All the instructions are in my stuff, in the Perfect Day Guide, and also in the Fasting for Perfect Health. And also I did a video on it, Ron. Okay, I talked about it. So you'll find that as well. It's on YouTube. So now we've done that. Just think about this, Ron. You're going to actually take the filter of your bloodstream and renew it. Okay? Then you're going to do, and when you do the clapping, you're going to release stem cell therapy. And believe it or not, clapping will release stem cells like you've never seen before. All right? Now, you're going to make sure your bowels are moving. You're going to make sure you're drinking enough water. And you're going to make sure that you're getting rid of all the EMFs and the blue light as much as possible. Get all the chemicals out of the house as much as possible. Look, people will say to me, I can't afford to take this time off. Well, let's see how much time you have when you're no longer here. Okay? People will say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. You want to know how many people say that to me, and I see them in 6 months to 1 year. They come here and they go, yep, we found the time, we found the money. And guess what? They're a lot sicker right now. So understand, everybody measures the amount of money they'll spend and time on their body for how much they love themselves. And I will go toe to toe with any practitioner out there or psychologist on this, because that's the main thing right there. We will pick the surgeries, we will pick the diet, we will pick the wife, the husband, the friends, depending on how much we love ourselves. So if you've got dysfunction all around you, you know that's how much you love yourself. Okay? That's a starter. There's other things that I will tell you, but I don't want to go any further right now with it. There's like different types of exercises you can do, Ron. Just think, here's your sinuses. You had a tumor up along your nose. I would tell you to learn how to do Kundalini breathing. You can find out about that. But throughout the day, do the Lionheart breathing, which you'll see in my book, but we would get you breathing better. And I tell you right now, let's go through your day, Ron, and we're going to find, even though you've got this big, massive thing here, you've got a hate program going on some level. Nobody grows this without that. I hope I've answered your question enough that if you want to take more steps, then you can call me. That's all I can say. Okay? All right. Sharon, my husband has heart disease, and I keep asking him to join me and watch your perfect day video and go through your guide along with your 12 loving steps, Braveheart 12 loving steps, and he believes this to be ridiculous, but meanwhile, they are threatening him with heart surgery. Okay, so let's make one thing perfectly clear. I've said it before, but the heart is the recorder of your emotions and all your heartbreaks, heartaches, and everything else. So when a person has a heart problem, we know that they've had heartaches, heartbreaks, and they haven't been able to process these negative emotions, but also diet comes along with it. That's a fact, okay? So I understand that. So understand, if he does get heart surgery, I don't know if he's getting a bypass or if he's getting a valve, but if he gets a valve, then he's going to be on probably blood thinners, which is not really good. I don't really know what you can do. All I can say, Sharon, is you can love and honor yourself and just keep doing what you're doing, because this is stressing you out. And if you stress yourself out, you'll have a heart problem like your husband. You know, it's not about being selfish. It's about becoming self-centered, meaning centered in the self. Not self-centered in a bad way, but centered in the self, where you know you can care, but how do you care for people who don't care? That causes anxiety and stress, and that causes inflammation in your brain, which can lead to depression. So you may not know this either, but people that are severely depressed are people that have had such bad anxiety and fear that the brain had to give them depression to shut the brain down, because instead of having a stroke or grow a tumor. That's fact. I'm doing a whole course on this, and it's a master class proving that inflammation happens in the brain before anywhere else, and it happens because of an inflammatory dysfunctional belief. All right? So with your husband, I'll make some suggestions. Remember when I talked about the fulvic? Put that in his drinking water. It doesn't change the taste. Make sure his bowels are moving. Try to get a structured water unit, and if nothing else, get him on curcumin cayenne, okay? I'm just looking. Oh, here it is. All right? Curcumin cayenne, and you also might want to take a look at also another product called FiberClear. The curcumin cayenne is the best anti-inflammatory product, I think, on the market anywhere, and it's inexpensive. And then you can also do FiberClear that works on the scar tissue. The other thing is check your husband, okay? Lay him down, and you'll see on his left side, I guarantee it, that his left pec, even though he's right-handed, will be anywhere from a half an inch to an inch and a half higher on his left side. And that's all the scar tissue and crystallization and calcification caused because your husband has a broken heart, or he is unable to process feeling that he's not getting the love he wants. Okay? All right. Kimberly, what will the fulvic eye drops do for the eyes? Okay, here's our bright eyes. These are fulvic eye drops. It's the only fulvic eye drops in the world that you can put in the eyes. Pretty amazing. Fulvic eye drops, when you put them in your eye, they will actually, okay, they will absorb 4 times their weight in toxins, okay, and to deliver any nutrition to the cells of the eyes. when you put this in your eye, if you feel a little bit of stinging, that's the infection it's grabbing onto. And understand that will come down and you'll actually be able to see clearer right away. And we have people that have been using Bright Eyes silver bullet spray in their eyes, which is a nano silver. That helps to create an environment that no viral, bacterial, or fungal can grow in the eyes. So let's get rid of the predators, and then let's draw out the toxins and deliver the nutrition. Good combo, eh? And I have a gentleman that is 76 years old, and his cataracts in 6 months have come down halfway. You may not think that's a big deal, but got to understand, cataracts are mucus and like fine scar tissue, layer on layer on layer on layer over top of the eye until it makes this thickness, and it's actually dissolving. And the other thing is patting and clapping, but I know you didn't ask what to do for the eyes, but the Fulvic eye drops are amazing. They're inexpensive, and they're the best eye drops you can get for helping to keep your eyesight, especially those people, for everyone, whenever you have dry eyes. But you can go into a mall and your eyes are burning. You can look at, go to a movie, your eyes are burning. I take my Tesla glasses. Yan, could you go get get the Teslas for me? I don't have them here. I want to show everybody. Okay, but anyways, I'll take my Tesla. I'm going to a movie tonight, and I'm going to take my Tesla glasses. All right. When I watch TV, I use my Tesla glasses. I don't do it on my show because then it looks like, I've got these darker glasses on, but you can see really well. It's just that I don't want people, oh, look, there's Dr. Wolfe playing it cool in the sun. All right. So anyways, this gentleman, within 6 months, 50% of his cataracts have gone down. His eyesight is improved. And other people that have used just the Fulvic and the silver, and they've seen where they've just had glasses, that within just weeks, and also when they kick in some other dietary rules, they have to go and get different glasses. The glasses start giving them a headache. They go in, they think that their eyes are getting worse, and they go, these glasses are too strong for you. And also, if you want to get better eyes, you clean your colon and your liver. That's the deal with anything in life. Clean the colon, clean the liver, and thank you. And you'll find it, that's the way it goes. So these are the Tesla glasses right here. And right away, when you put these on, it just calms you right down. Okay? I'm going to tell you, if you want to feel peace, you do these. They take the blue light from like your phone, looking at your phone, computers, like I said, TV, going to a movie, all the LED lighting that you go and find in offices in your own home now. And it doesn't block it. It turns it into a healing light. And this is called, the fluorine lens I talked about in the Biotron? Well, they're in the glasses. All right? And there's nobody that has this technology. There's blue blockers out there, but blue blockers are different. John, how does a person clean their veins and arteries to prevent strokes and heart attacks? Well, John, they stop eating junk. That's what they do. So understand something. Your arteries will get dirty when your bowel gets clogged, when your liver gets backed up. The liver purifies the blood. So if we wanted to clean our arteries, we're back to cleaning the colon and cleaning the liver. Big deal. So go on. Here's what I'll show you about the best thing for your colon. There's 3 things, okay? And I'll just say this once. The daily cleansing tea, okay? The daily cleansing tea works on all the detox organs in the body. Whoops. Not just the, it doesn't just work on the bowels. It works on all the cleansing organs in the body. All right? And there's no laxative, no stimulant in it. The tummy love works better than any good bacteria. You know how everybody talks about taking good bacteria to reinstate it, whether you've had chemo or you've gone through rounds of antibiotics which wipe out all the good bacteria. This is the fastest way you're going to rebuild is with the tummy love. Okay, and this is a balance of there's frequencies, different frequencies in it, but humic and fulvic. Okay, and then the last thing, because that's the tummy love for the large intestine, the daily cleansing tea for your organs, and black gold, just like it looks like, it's It looks like almost like a coal. This is actually plant life from back in the dinosaur age. That's right. So it has a high availability to go in and actually absorb toxic waste and deliver nutrients. So it really helps that digestive tract to come back. So understand, what's the biggest artery in the body? Your digestive tract. Now you're going to say that's not an artery. Yeah, but that's the one you look after if you don't want troubles in your arteries and your veins. Now, for the arteries and the veins, the best thing for that is making sure you're drinking water. Wait a minute. Oh man, blood. It's almost all water, isn't it? Okay, so that means the more water you drink, the more you're going to replace new water, and especially if it's structured water. So the fresher water, the cleaner your blood. Makes sense, right? I got people here that will have high cholesterol problems, heart problems, and guess what? They can weigh 180 pounds, and they're doing like a quart and a half of water a day. There's insanity. That person's supposed to be doing 1 gallon, 2 quarts by 11, 2 quarts by 5 o'clock. Just by changing the water and making it structured and doing a gallon a day, we're going to see a change in that person within days. Did you hear what I said? But nobody's going to tell you that. Do people really care? Or do they just want to make money? Oh yes, I know that. I make money. I make a lot of money, okay? Because I put my heart out there. And I'm not telling you to come to me, but you know what? Find your passion, find your purpose. That's what I've done. And my passion and purpose is I want to touch every family in the world. I want to have a practitioner in every family. Because if we have a practitioner in every family that knows how to create the perfect day and do the Wolfe Non-Surgical, then we've got a body that's going to work right. And especially if that practitioner understands that the mind rules the body, and that practitioner or that person of that family can help everyone change their minds. Because until you change your mind, you can't change your life. So curcumin cayenne, definitely. Cleaning the bowels, cleaning the liver. That's a really good place. Structured water. And then getting on a perfect day diet. And if you want to clean things fast, then you do what I told Ron to do. You do a carrot juice fast. Okay, so whether you want to believe this or not, every day for me, it's not intermittent fasting. Every day, I don't eat usually. I'd say once every probably 6 days, I'll have lunch and then I'll have supper. Okay, but usually I'm going to have salad. That's it. Or I might have a bean patty or something like that. Like last night, I had salad and a bean patty, and I hadn't eaten all day. And but I drank carrot juice. I did my fulvic. I did all the things that I tell everyone else to do. And I had a bean patty, but I didn't eat my salad. Now you're going to go, wow. Well, because you don't need to eat all the time. People eat all the time. For one thing, they are full of fear and they are anxious. And people that nibble all the time, they're ready to go insane. And I know that I was created by God Almighty, and I know that I'm unlimited, and I can draw on energy by staying connected to my breath and realizing what I truly am. And believe it or not, you can believe it or not believe it, but that's how I live. So, yeah. So it's called cutting back on the food, John. It's called stop snacking, and it's called doing carrot juicing. And if it's the John I'm thinking about, you better do it really quick. And I would be doing 2 quarts of carrot juice a day. I would be doing 3 quarts of water a day with fulvic, making it structured water, and then having a salad with maybe some beans on it at lunch, and then having another salad with maybe some avocado at night, or just maybe an avocado for lunch. The reality is that we eat when we're stressed, we eat when we're bored, we eat when we're tired, and we eat when we're upset. And then some people, when they are upset, they don't eat or drink because they're trying to kill themselves. And trust me, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to kill myself. I just don't need it. See, you have to understand, food corporations want to sell you food and tell me our life does not revolve around food. And anybody that has got problem with, worried about a stroke or a heart attack, you know, they're under a lot of stress, and it's mental stress first. Carla, Dr. Wolfe, I've been through your A to Z Wellness Masterclass 3 times, and it has changed my family's life. Good for you. Good for you. Could you be so kind? I've been through your 12 loving steps, but you said we could get your Braveheart advanced class free. Could you please? Yeah, I already mentioned it, but I'll mention it again, Carla. Just use the code Braveheart free. Go to the top of the page, whether it's the International Training Institute of Health, where our courses are, or Doc of Detox, which is our clinic, and just click at the top, Braveheart, and use Braveheart free. Thank you for that. Vanessa, how do I filter my kidneys? I've watched videos where they say to urinate in a jar to see if it's clear or if there is sediment in it. I was told if I dry fast for 24 hours, then I should see white floaties. And that means that the kidney is filtering. This is confusing information because I thought hydration is the key, not dry fasting. Can you please give me opinion on dry fasting and how to properly filter your kidneys? Wow, long one. Okay, so right off the bat, yeah, that's true what they said, that you can see the floaties. But you have to understand something. I would never do that. I will never put people on a dry fast. You don't need to do that. I don't know. Let me just say this. We live in a planet where we run from pain, but we create it all the time for ourselves on an emotional and physical level. And then we got people that are creating these pain cleanses. To do a dry fast, welcome headaches. Welcome being pain and achy all over your body, usually having no energy. So you better have peace and calm where you're not doing anything. Good luck with that, because most people have to work or they've got children. and it's not children that are doing these fasting or these cleanses. Let's really take a look at the order of things. First of all, before the kidneys ever get in trouble, the large intestine and the liver are. You heard what I said. Large intestine, liver. Go to your large intestine, go to your liver, okay? Get yourself on structured water. And kidneys, the main thing about kidneys, what's the main thing about kidneys? Fear. Fear destroys kidneys faster than anything else, okay? The fear of not having enough. So people they retain their liquid and they get in trouble, okay? So think about the fear you have. The other thing is you can do padding or clapping on the back where your kidneys are. And understand, start doing that and watch how your kidneys are stimulated with stem cells and increased circulation, and they start working better. And that you might have to get someone else to do it, or get yourself a padder or a clapper. A clapper, you can call us here. We don't have them online yet, but we have clappers. And you'll be able to see clappers. Well, they will be online. They'll be online just in a couple of days. We're sold out. So they're down right now. But if you want to do it, that's the way to do it. And understand something. Kidney problems usually start because you were holding out on yourself, okay? And you weren't giving yourself enough water and structured water, okay? Or you were eating too much animal protein or too much sugar. That's it. That's it. There's other things you can do, but we'll just leave that for now. 8, John, Facebook. How does dry fast, what is this dry fasting thing? There must have been an article on it or a show. How does a dry fasting flush toxins out of the body? Very difficult. I wouldn't do it. I would rather have a high energy, advanced water fast any day. It's not my go-to. But you know what? Everything's a fad. You know what, John? I'm going to tell you something. The same type of products that I'm carrying now, I was carrying 25 years ago. The same type of protocols I'm doing now, I was doing then. The human body has not changed. Have I gotten better at what I'm doing? I really, truly hope so. But guess what? What's next week's fad? What's next month's fad? What's next year's fad? I'm not a fad guy. Collagen, I'm not a fad guy. I'm not saying collagen doesn't work. Bone broth, I'm not a fad guy. So bone broth's dying off a little bit. Now it's collagen. What will it be next year? You're not going to see me do any fad products. I'm going to work with what I know that works. And as far as I'm concerned, dry fasting's a fad. All right, Robin, I want to come and do the Wolfe Non-Surgical Deep Tissue course, and I get some treatments as well. How can I go about booking? Okay. Well, I guess if you want to take the Wolfe Non-Surgical course, and get treatments as well. You're going to get treatments when you come to the course. You have to understand, when you take this course, you're going to be, you're talking about 11 days here. All right. And in that 11 days, you're probably looking at about 30 hours of deep tissue. Wolfe Non-Surgical deep tissue. That means that we've pulled the fibroids apart in you. We've gone into your knees, unlocked them, or every joint in your body. And we've worked on your neck, your face. We've worked everywhere. We've worked every joint. The next class, I already said, was in April here. And then we're going to Palm Springs in California in June to the AMI. And then in Florida, Orlando, September. All right. Jim, do you think you can trace every problem in your life to the feeling of hesitation? Well, no, but I can definitely trace every missed opportunity to hesitation. And it's actually not, and the hesitation is actually fear. And if your subconscious smells fear, that's why we do the Braveheart band, right? Soon as something comes on and we feel that fear coming, right away, 3, 2, 1, I got this. Count backwards, and it'll go from your subconscious into your conscious mind, and you're going to get to start living your dream. 3, 2, 1, I got this. I got this. Keep practicing that, okay? Because I can see it, I can hear it, and I can feel it. So you've brought all your senses into this. And remember something. This is what the Army uses, okay, to train their people. Not a love band, trust me, but a technique similar to this. Jake, I have a frozen shoulder for the 3rd time. Could you please explain why I have to go back for more surgery? Okay. I will tell you that the worst case I ever had with a frozen shoulder took me about 2 hours to undo it. It was a minister from up in Alaska, and he eats fries. He drinks Coca-Cola, and he's got a tummy on him that looks like he's pregnant, like 7 months pregnant. Okay, I'm not kidding. And he will come down to me about once every year, and he will not change his diet. And what we got to do is go in there and pull the scar tissue apart, get the blood back in, melt the crystallization, get the calcium back into where it belongs. But here's the reality, and don't you forget this. Surgery, like I've said before, surgery causes more scar tissue than any other thing that you could ever do. Did you get that? And so let's say that the person who got the surgery didn't go on and change his lifestyle, and he has inflammation in his body, then he's going to have scar tissue formation. Why do you think this guy has to come down to me for once a year, and then I spend 2 hours pulling it apart? And I'll tell you something. He already had shoulder surgery twice. So that's anyone. So, if you don't want to change your life, then you got to get somebody to pull it apart, because the scar tissue is being made to wall off the inflammation from the parasites, bacteria, viruses, fungus, to stop attacking the arm, because they go to weakened tissue, inflamed tissue, and also stop the inflammation from spreading. But then what happens is the scar tissue gets to be the problem, because it becomes the physical block, and scar tissue it's not like an elastic, right? It doesn't give very well, and it definitely doesn't have much blood supply. So that's why you're stiff and you feel like you can't play ball anymore, or go golfing, or even wipe your bum properly. Okay. I have been taking Merigen for over 6 months, yet I have developed osteoporosis, osteopenia. How can I fix this? And her name is Anurata. Okay, so I hope I said that right. Here's the deal. You didn't get osteoporosis and osteopenia in the last 6 months. That was over a lifetime. Have you learned not to keep triggering panic and fear? Every time you have panic and fear, you dump adrenaline. Eventually, you dump cortisol. That is so acidic, inflammation. Pull on the calcium. The calcium comes into the body, and it comes into the body to do what? It creates a cement wall. It's trying to wall off the inflammation that you're continually creating in these weak areas. Now, I'll tell you right now, people that go on the Marigen, everybody out there. So we have, let me just show you these quick if that's okay. We have Marigen. We have Alzagen, which is for Alzheimer's. Dentagen for jaw and teeth problems. Ozogen for children. Okay. And this is for children that are underdeveloped because they have underdeveloped physically or emotionally or mentally, or they have ADHD or autism. Very helpful. And then there's another one called Cardigen, which is for the joints and for cartilage. So, and then the last one is Megagen, which is the one that you would go on if you wanted to maintain and you had good bone structure and you never wanted osteoporosis or osteopenia, because it will help to turn that around. And let me tell you though, there is not another good calcium product on the market. Not like this. This is a great one. This one here is true ions. Like when you put this calcium into a glass, you put 1 teaspoon in, okay? All right? 5 mils. And what happens is you got to drink it right away because it would fly out of the glass within a half an hour. So you pour it in, you drink it. And then you don't want to drink this product, but a half an hour after drinking or drinking anything else or eating. It could be water, that's fine. And then a half an hour before you eat and drink again, you wouldn't do anything so that this is totally absorbed in. But the reality is, when people call me about the Marigen, I tell them to make sure your bowels are moving, get on the structured water, because that's just reality. If they would embrace coffee enema, great. But definitely get on the curcumin cayenne, which I'm trying to find. Okay, so that was that one. I don't want to pick them up anymore if I've picked them up before, okay? Because it gets a little bit much. So the curcumin cayenne, because it's one of the best anti-inflammatory products. So if we're taking the calcium, which does the iron calcium, which does over 100,000 processes, if you aren't getting enough water, structured water, you're not on a whole plant-based diet, or you don't have other products to make sure the inflammation comes really down, okay, then you're using your Marigen to buffer that inflammation. So if you want your money's worth, you kick in a couple other things like cleansing your bowels, your liver, and just doing what I said. I would go through other things if you want when you call me. And people say, how do you call everybody back? Well, I do. Yesterday I was on the phone for 6 hours. I will only limit myself to 10 consults a week. Okay? That's what I do. I won't do any more than 10 consultations a week. And then my shows, as you can see, when I'm here, I'm here. And I shoot shows at nighttime and weekends. But basically, most of my week is just talking to people. People go, how do you do it? And I've never heard anybody doing it before. Well, because you're not going to get well if I'm not there for you, if I'm not answering your question, if I'm not supporting you. You know what? You've been left out there to fend for yourself with information that's incorrect. And you know what? I've been in the business long enough to know that I'm going to sell you products, make money, and you're not going to make it. Most people will never make it to their goal. Okay. Brenda, I've been drinking the cleansing tea a little over a month now. There are times when I get heartburn after drinking it. If you get heartburn after it, then that's how jammed up you are. Okay. I would say if it was me, I would be getting a teaspoon of baking soda, and I'd do it in the morning and in the early afternoon, because you are the acid queen, girl. You're the acid queen and you're jammed up. So take a look at drinking more water, structured water, and this is a structured water unit right here. Okay? All right? And you can put that under any tap you want. All right? And everybody says, "Oh yeah, well I've got a Kangen unit. That's great, but it's not structured." "Oh, I've got a reverse osmosis." Well, that's just the worst water you'll ever want to drink. "Oh, I've got bottled water." Well, yeah, now you're really poisoning yourself. "I've got distilled water." Well, that's the cousin of reverse osmosis, and nobody can digest it. And it's totally dehydrating. Get it? It's water and it's dehydrating, because your body has to have structured water. There are times I get heartburn. Is there something going on in my body that's causing this? Yeah, you're going to have to get the bowels to move more. And she says, yes, I use structured water. Do the baking soda. Call me, see what you think. Do a teaspoon, about a level teaspoon. Start off with that with about 8 ounces of water. Drink it in the morning, drink it at night. I do baking soda probably every day. I rush around, and I love baking soda. And baking soda is non-toxic, and it's one of the greatest secret weapons that's in everybody's cupboard. And can it be Arm & Hammer? Absolutely. And they say that you got to buy aluminum-free baking soda. Well, I got news for you. It's baking powder that has aluminum, and there's a company that advertises if you don't buy theirs, you're going to get aluminum. Everybody lies. There you go. John, great advice about anxiety versus excitement. Since I found out I had to move to keep my job, I have had anxiety. I'm sure I had it much earlier in life, but this is where it affected me the most. Now I just live on anxiety and not excitement. You know what, my friend? That's because you run a program. Your prominent programs are hard to get rid of, okay, because they're long and they're strong. You've been doing them for a long time and they become real strong. That's why they're prominent programs. Oh my God, I don't like her. She's so nasty. It's just a program. She's got a heart. She's got a spirit. She just doesn't know it. You know, everybody thinks that it's all about survival down here. No, it's not. It's about thriving. And if you've got a survival attitude, and that's what you got, John, you got a survival attitude. So guess what? You're just trying to survive. And you're trying to survive. When you're trying to survive, that means there's a war going on in your head or outside. And you know, when people walk around and go, I'm a survivor. I don't want to be a survivor. That means I'm limping. I just went to war. I'm still at war. You know, don't make cancer a war. You know, make cancer a learning, and learn to love and respect and honor yourself. Phil, is coffee good or bad for you? I hear so many different things. O-type can drink coffee better. I got to tell you something. I used to drink coffee. It just, after a while, I can feel the acidity. It just burns my guts. I love the taste, but I stopped because I don't like that. So, you know, will I ever have a coffee again? Yeah, if I go out sometime at night, I'd rather have a coffee then. I don't want to do it during the day. And also, I don't want the agitation. And even if when you make coffee, if you put black gold into it, into your grounds, it's going to help to bring the acidity down. And then if you structure the water, it even makes it nicer. Try that. That's the most beautiful coffee. I'm not big on bulletproof coffee, okay, because people drink way too much coffee. And I'm not big on it. I'm just not. I'm big on people just using water and doing vegetable juicing and fulvic. You know, as you get older, guess what? You just keep on staying addicted to your stuff and see how much fun you're to be with. There you go. Mitch, I had no bowel movement for 36 hours and I had what seemed like a healthy one. Whoa, dude. 24 hours later, I had diarrhea. I had a poor diet during those 24 hours due to my day setup. Could you explain? Okay, Mitch. Okay, first of all, not going to the bathroom for 36 hours. It's like chopping down a bunch of trees, throwing them into the river. Oh my gosh, the river's dry. That's all. Okay, so if you want to get those logs to the mill, which would be the toilet, you better have some water for the flush. Now, you're not drinking enough water and you're not doing enough whole plant-based foods. And here's the deal. So now you've got all this inflammation, irritation that creates the mucus, and the mucus is supposed to be nice and slippery, but because there's no moisture in there, the mucus is dry and sticky, and because guess what? That bowel movement has shrunk down to a turd because it's so dry because the body's absorbing the water. So now it's just stuck in you, which means it's rotting and putrefying, which means you've got fungus, bacteria, and parasites. They all come to this rotten party. You know what? Let me tell you something. Every disease is tissue rotting. Did you get that? Every disease means the tissue is rotting. They call it necrosis, but they don't call it necrosis, which they should, but they don't call it necrosis. But also, guess what, Mitch? I wouldn't want to smell that bowel movement when it came out. I guarantee if there was wallpaper in the bathroom, it fell off. And I guarantee you probably, you need a gas mask. But the other thing is you're backing up in your lymph nodes, okay? So you must smell when you sweat, and you must have bad breath. because when you rot inside, the hot air rises. So don't be kissing your wife in the morning because she won't like that too much. Now, here's the deal. When the waste is in you and it's rotting, you put your liver, your kidneys, your lymph system into crisis. And what they do is they all get together, these organs, and they talk to the brain, and the brain goes, I got this, guys. Let's get the cork out of this wine bottle. So then it sends all the water it can down into the colon to give you diarrhea. After the diarrhea, you feel totally weak, but it saved your life. You cannot keep doing that. That is called cancer. You are going to be reabsorbing that waste. And why do you think prostate cancer is going up? Why do you think breast cancer is going up? Why do you think there's so many fibroids and adhesions in your abdomen and in your pelvis? Why do you think you've got fogginess going on? And remember something, all of this rotting in your large intestine, buddy, okay, it's taking your good bacteria, make them into bad bacteria, which means a good mood into a bad mood, and which means you're creating endotoxin, and that endotoxin is being absorbed, and now your immune system's going down because your good bacteria are 85% of your immune system, and you can kiss that goodbye. There, I hope I explained it. Go to the Perfect Day Diet. Go to page 37 and read for about 20 pages. Then go watch or read Spoiled. Oh, every one of my guides in the library have a video. So if you don't want to read, just sit back. Okay, I'll read for you. And go watch Spoiled Rotten and the Domino Effect of Unhealthy Living. Oh, I better check the phone. See if anybody texted me. Nope. No questions in. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. All right. So there's somebody out there that is taking questions, right? Yan? Yeah, it is. Okay, all right. So I guess I'm keeping everybody occupied. That's good. Thanks for hanging in there with me, everybody. Sandra, Dr. Wolfe, every time I eat ice cream or drink beer, I get gout. I'm not laughing. I asked my doctor and he said it has nothing to do with my diet. Wow, now I'm really not laughing. Okay, so you have to understand something, that ice cream, okay, is ice cream for one thing, there's even windshield washer in ice cream. There's so many chemicals in ice cream, you would not believe it. All right, and beer is fermented. I mean, beer is, it's toilet water as far as I'm concerned. No offense to anybody out there. So what these are creating is so much lactic and uric acid, and guess what? It all floats to the bottom down to your toe. So it's all kind of just going down to your big toe, and that's like glass crystals. And they push when you try to move or walk. You can't even move your toe. The crystals will jab the nerves, and it will drive you to the moon. You know what? Ice cream, beer, that's how you get gout. If somebody said, hey, how can I get gout? I'd say have ice cream and drink beer. And that's what it is. It's an acidic diet, okay? And you're crystallizing. And if you've got gout, then that means you've got arthritic or otherwise arthritis means inflammation in the joint. You've got it everywhere else in your body too. So if you're filling up your toe with it, it's floating through your whole body. All right. Again, we're back to drinking good water, getting your bowels to move, and no more ice cream, no more beer. Find things that aren't going to turn on you like that. Okay, Paula? Thank you. Oh, Sandra, I mean. Paula, good. I have 3 markers of Lyme, supposedly. Lyme disease. Okay, so we did a show with Dr. Michael Finkelstein, and understand something. He was talking about if you have this or this or this, you could have Lyme's disease. It doesn't mean you do. I want to make something perfectly clear here. There's a lot of people that say that they've been diagnosed with Lyme, and they will come to us, or even Epstein-Barr, and we'll be able to turn that around sometimes within weeks. You know, I've had people within a few days, that's rare, but within weeks we turn it around. There are so many other factors, and remember something, I want you to get this. I lived in Nova Scotia, and I got bit by more ticks than you want to count, and I never got Lyme's disease. Let me tell you that any virus, any bad bacteria, any worm, is only there because the terrain is low vibrational and it says, honey, I'm home. In a healthy, vibrant person, you are not going to get Lyme's disease, and it's going to take you down. And I'm telling you that right now. Most people that you go to about Lyme's disease do not talk about these things I do and have this type of multi-prong approach, all right? Okay. We're almost done, everybody. And then you can have a great weekend. I know I'm going to. Here we go. Kim. Hi, been tuning in past couple weeks and have enjoyed everything I'm hearing, learning. Just got my structured water filter and had my first coffee with the water in black gold. So smooth. I love it. Totally drinking more water now and just started yesterday. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Thank you. That's beautiful. And you know what? Everybody could find this out. Structured water unit never breaks down, never wears out. Okay, can put it under any tap around the world. I do not buy filtered water. I will put it under any tap, long as it doesn't come out murky or anything like that. Because guess what? If it's good enough for our creator, it's good enough for me. Why do you think the rainwater isn't poisoning the birds, bees, flowers, trees, and organisms? Because structuring, you don't have to get rid of all these things because the frequency changes it and it never harms the body. And if you don't believe me, go watch Dr. Darrell Wolfe's interview with me. He's known as the father of water, grandfather of water, and it's in my structure water guide in my library, or just go in Doc of Detox and look up Dr. Darrell Wolfe and you'll find that. Or actually, no, that one's not up yet, is it? It will be up, but you'll find it. It's already in my guide. So yeah, it is. It's in my guide. So go to the structure water guide and watch an intelligent scientist that the world really respects about water. Thank you. How do I get structured water? Well, structured water unit, you can get it from this. This is called a structured water unit, okay? And this is a Doc of Detox structured water unit, all right? Or you can see it on our website if you go. This one here is a stainless steel structured water unit, very heavy. You know, it's gold plated on the inside, so it brings the frequency up higher than this one. But that one there is less expensive, and it'll structure your water anytime and all the time. It'll structure every time. Everything you drink, you should structure. You can also use structured water and spray it on a salad that's not organic, and it'll protect you. You can also take your fruits and vegetables, if they're not organic or if they are, soak them in there for just a few minutes, and it will structure them. You can also spray your meat, and so that you can protect yourself against the bacteria and anything that's in the meat by just taking the meat and spraying it. That's right. So there's so many things you can do with a structured water unit. We have all those tips on our website. Okay. And then this here, we have them for everything right up to a farm. This is a structured water unit for your shower. This is mind blowing. You haven't had a shower like this. You can go and buy a filter if you want that filters your water. But guess what? Come on, there's thousands of gallons going through that. How good do you think it's going to be? This never wears out, never breaks down, never needs a filter, and your skin will be as soft as silk, and if it isn't, return it. That's the deal. Do you want to keep spending money? All right. Where am I here? Now they're flying in here. Holy mackerel. Was somebody backing these up or what?
Yeah, they got the wrong phone, so I went out there and told them.
All right. Wow. Okay. There's a lot of life out there now. Okay. Let me see here. I have done the patting and clapping on varicose veins. Nothing has happened. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Well, okay, Rebecca, if you really have done it, you want to do it for at least a half an hour. And the area might get red. It might even look a little bit bruisey, but that's the disease coming out. Okay? Guess what? When fruit goes bad, guess what? It gets bruisey, doesn't it? I can go and clap myself. This is the heart reflex for clapping. So if you want to help your heart, you clap here. I can do it with my clapper. We have a Doc of Detox clapper. And guess what? I guarantee you someone else could do it and they'll go black and blue and they'll look like blood spots all over. And I'll do it and I'll have nothing. because I've already done it years ago and gotten rid of it. Any type of heart problem. If you measure my heart and chest here, you're going to see they're exact the same. And I don't have any pain here, and I don't have any heart disease. My father had 3 heart surgeries. Go figure. And he had them 5 years younger than I am right now. So it's not genetic. So if you are clapping properly and using also our pain away, it's very, if you put pain away on them after, and it'll start to go away. But remember, varicose veins are from constipation, girl, and not drinking enough structured water. So there you go. Those 2 things are the main things. Constipation, not drinking enough structured water, but just do the patting and clapping. And when you do it, even on the vein, you can go, that, after a while, that sting does not bother you. And you know what? Everything at the beginning. So go gentle at the beginning, because your subconscious is going to go, are you kidding me? You're clapping yourself that hard? Who does that? You're abusing yourself. So go gentle and then start picking up the pace. And then you'll see this. Do it right and it'll happen. Okay? Also, there's so many other things that you can do to get rid of varicose veins. I've got to try to see if I can get through these, though. Oh, boy. You know what? It's really hard to get good staff, eh? They're texting to the wrong phone. It's got to be Friday. Okay. All right. Vanessa, I bought the 3-pound black gold and the cleansing tea and the tummy love and the fulvic acid. Is there a limit on the intake of these products? Should I be cautious about how much fulvic acid I put in my water? Well, no, don't do more than a teaspoon in every quart of water. That's it. Where's the fire? Let's not rush and overdo things. We've done that for long enough. And the tea, you want to take enough tea twice a day that your bowel movements, if this is the first time you've ever cleansed, you're having about 2 good bowel movements, no more looser than a cow plop. Because I want to see that you're loosening off the waste in the large intestine, right? That's smart, right? And then after maybe about 4 to 6 weeks, make sure that they're starting to form, but they do fall apart a little bit when they get in the toilet, okay? Because that means you're drinking enough water and we're keeping things moving. Whether you believe this or not, I've been taking the daily cleansing tea since I put it together with a alchemist, I should say, since I was 29 years old. So now I'm almost 64, and I've been doing the tea. Do I look like I have a bowel problem? Do I look like I've worn out my bowel? No. I have a 31-inch waist, and I'm on my way to a 30-inch waist, and I'm 168 pounds, and I'm 5'8", okay? So there you go. There's no laxatives, no stimulants in it. And as far as the black gold goes, I would say start off with a teaspoon in a blender drink twice a day. You could also put it in your soup if you wanted. It makes things taste better. You can also put it in your baking, but I hope you're not baking, because baking's not good for you. So that's that. But I would go there and then just give me a call. And I do mean that. My extension is 5. Anybody's got a question and they want to ask me, you can call me, but you can start calling me Monday. Don't call me like tonight, because I'm not going to call you back this weekend. Right now I'm working on I Am Woman. I'm going to have you a brand new masterclass for everybody within 8 weeks, and it's going to be a masterclass. Okay. Yeah, so just start there. Sherry, what bodyguard do you use? I'm looking for a real good one. What do you mean? Well, the bodyguard I use is this. And I will tell you something. Go ahead and have it test by biofeedback or somebody that has really good EMF testing devices. And we've been getting in testings, third-party testings, from 92%. And guess what? The red ones, I've got a blue one on here, they tested at 98% effective. Are you kidding me? You find something that good. And then go have somebody test it. I want people to take their stuff and test it. All right? You're going to feel this. This is going to protect you 5 feet out around you, 5 feet up, 5 feet down, and 5 feet out all around. Okay? Oh my gosh, the questions are flying. Mr. Go-Go. Tamara, Tamara, if If I do a water fast, can I use the Divine Vine instead? Yes, absolutely. You can use the Divine Vine, which really works on your hormones, your moods, and your thyroid. And if you've got thyroid problems, you definitely want this. And instead of the ATP, and you could even use the pineal. So if you wanted to focus more on the brain or focus on the hormones, but all three of those, they all generate ATP. So understand that. It's just that the pineal is more geared towards the brain, where the Divine Vine is geared towards the thyroid and also the brain and the mood. Okay. And yes, absolutely. You're going to love it. And don't worry about how much you do. You could do it 5 times a day. Hey, you know what? Who said you can't feel good and do a water fast? Who said? And at the end of it, when you find that your symptoms are leaving, your illnesses are leaving, your weight is dropping, and you feel exceptional, tell me it didn't work then. You know what? People, especially people in the water fast industry, yep, just can do water, nothing else. Okay, it's time we get out of the box. All right. Okay, boy. Patricia, is the fibro clear for fibromyalgia? Okay, fibromyalgia is just a symptom. It means fiber, tissue, muscle, fiber muscle, and algia means pain. And guess what? Yes, it will help with that. But I would have you doing structured water with fulvic in it. You need it. You're so acidic. And get the cork out. Get your bowels moving. And if you could embrace a coffee enema and then the curcumin cayenne 5000 and then look at the perfect day guide, just call me and tell me if I'm wrong. And look at when you buy any of our products, and even if you buy other products, if you're having trouble and they won't help you, whoever that is, if you call me, I'm not going to try to talk you into my products. Trust me on that. Okay, we got 4 fulfillment houses and they're running full tilt. So I will help you with your product, okay? The problem is people don't get the right guidance. You just maybe needed to pull it back, or you needed to pull it or go forward, or maybe you didn't realize that a piece of cheese was going to just ruin the whole thing. Okay? We'll do what we can for you, though. Hi, Dr. Wolfe. Eat right for your blood type is great advice you gave me. Thank you. I'm feeling better just a few days after drastically reducing animal proteins. Is grass-fed butter included in the don't eat list? Well, I'll tell you something right now. If you want to have a little bit of butter, you go ahead and have it. And if it's grass-fed, you have your butter. There are other alternatives. There's a coconut butter spread. There's ghee. There's other things. But you know what? I'll have butter. I love butter. Butter makes me think of my mom. My mom has been gone for a long time, because she used to butter my toast. So you know what? I'm going to keep it, right? Yeah. And we're emotional eaters, but let's not be emotional eaters to the point, well, mom used to make it, but it's killing me, right? Okay? Gee, mom, did you make that? No. Just watch what you're eating, okay? But that reminds me of my mother, So, yeah, I haven't given up butter. I don't eat much of it, just letting you know. I don't, okay? But I'm not going to fib to you, okay? John, is it safe to use turpentine to deworm kids? You know what, buddy? You can give me a call on that. We'll talk about that, okay? For kids, get them on the daily cleansing tea and get them on diatomaceous earth. But don't get them on diatomaceous earth unless they're on the tea, because when you do diatomaceous earth and the worms start dying, they start clogging up your bowel, they're not going to like it. And you know what the problem is? When people do parasite cleanses, if their bowels aren't moving, you got all these dead soldiers lying around, and that's really toxic. Worms are really toxic, man. You know what? They poop and they vomit in you. Okay, they do a lot of really bad things. And worms don't go just after sugar. Worms will eat up your nutrients, just like a tumor will. Okay, that's why a tumor will get its own blood supply. Okay, wow. I gotta keep my finger on this because it keeps jumping because there's so many texts coming in. Joanne, I ended up getting shingles 2 months after having a baby. Yeah, well, it wore you down. And were you stressed out about the baby too? Because shingles, even though it's a viral problem, it's actually a nervous system blowout. How stressed were you? Shingles is a viral infection that causes. Okay, yeah, right. How do I treat it? Okay, I'll tell you something right now. You treat it by reducing the inflammation and by learning not to react, but to breathe. Every time that somebody says something and you're going to go, what? What happened to the baby? Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I've got people that are very close to me that are addicted to freaking out. And I don't even want to be around them anymore. They're so sick. They're so stressed out because guess what? Every belief that you have, the more you feed it, the bigger it becomes, and it's alive. And guess what? The more you feed a belief, it'll get to the point that it'll eat you up. So guess what? If I'm feeding myself the belief of self-love, let self-love eat me up. If I've got the belief that life is a terrorism, then I'm going to be terrorized. So understand, you better check your beliefs. Now, curcumin, cayenne, drinking structured water, getting your bowels moving, getting on the perfect day diet, those are all great things, inexpensive. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about fulvic. But guess what? If you get shingles all the time, if you drink humic, you don't have to get mine. Other people make it. I think we have the best. That's what people say, but I really do. We have a filtering system that's micron smaller than anybody else. I know that. And it's patented. And there's no chemicals in ours. And guess what? Whether you believe this or not, 95% of all humic fulvic products have chemicals in them. All right. What was I talking about? Humic, yeah. When you take a little bit of humic, but then Tummy Love has some humic in it too. But if I had a really bad viral problem and I was worried about it coming back, or if there was some kind of contagious disease going around, I would be doing humic because I do 1 teaspoon of humic a day. And I love Tummy Love. I do a fair amount of Tummy Love. And I do fulvic too. Because today in this day and age, I don't trust, and this is not a conspiracy show, but I don't trust anybody out there. I don't trust the government or anybody else in unleashing some kind of virus anymore. You know what? I just feel like we're all in this petri dish experiment. All right. Laura, I have lymphoma on my jawline. I've been shuffled around in the medical system. I've had a biopsy. Not good. I had a biopsy. The tumor is non-cancerous. Okay, but still, don't be doing it again. I wouldn't if I had it. You can do whatever you want. I've seen nose throat specialists, and have been sent to plastic surgery for removal. Can Wolfe Non-Surgical help this? Lymphoma is a benign tumor made of fat tissue. Let me tell you something. If they can remove it, they're going to leave a scar. Make sure you call me if you go to surgery, and I'll show you how to do Wolfe Non-Surgical bottle work on yourself to make sure that you get rid of that scar completely. How would you like that? Okay. We have people that have a scar 1 inch wide, 5 inches long, and we can, between Wolfe Non-Surgical and proper patting and clapping, we can show you and work on you, and that scar will disappear or get to the point that if somebody was walking by, they wouldn't see it anymore. Yeah, that's the human body for you. Go figure. And you know what? It's one thing for somebody to just say it lightly, but I'm not saying it lightly. I'm saying it on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook and Doc of Detox show right now. And I'm challenging the world that I'm right. The whole paradigm of health is going to change. Have you had enough yet? Okay. You have to understand something. Pork will do this. Those lipomas are a great place for parasites to nest in and feed in. And that's I'm not making that up. You got one heck of a diet, girl. Maybe not now, but you did. And I'll tell you something. I've worked with people that have lipomas all over their body, and the only way that we could get those down was doing Wolfe Non-Surgical around the area, not on them, but around the area to get rid of the scar tissue, and do lots of deep fastings with some of the products we talked about here. How much do you charge for a phone call? I don't charge anything for a phone call. You know what? Let me tell you something. I'm a different duck. I don't charge for a phone call. I charge for a consultation, $350 US, but then I go in and I create a perfect day from the minute I wake up, minute a person wakes up till they go to bed. I look after more of the trouble cases, and then I have my whole life coach nutritionists here, and they do perfect days, which are $125 for somebody who says, I want a perfect day to get on track and get my life together, and it's a one-time fee you never pay again. So, we offer a whole different type of service. This is called, we're going to see you get to your finish line, okay? That's if your beliefs don't stop you, okay? How much exercise would you, and what exercise would you recommend? Okay, I'll tell you what. I promise. I'll do a video, and I'll put it up, and I'll show you my exercise routine and what I do. But I'm not going to go through the whole routine. I'll tell you what I do. I'll show you what I do. And we will do that maybe in about a week. But understand, I like rebounding. I like hanging upside down. I have what's called a pre-core stretch trainer that I use. I like foam rolling. I like doing some yoga stretching. I do some breathing techniques. Yeah, that's what I do. But I'll walk through it and I'll show it. And I showed my rebounding technique on a FaceTime video. And we make a really great rebounder, but I'm actually going to stop carrying it because they're expensive to make because we have a high quality one. And I think we have like 3 more 50-inch. They're pretty big ones to sell. And then I'm not making them anymore because you can get rebounders anyway. But if you get a rebounder, for pity's sakes, do not buy a $50 rebounder or a $95 one. If you don't have any money, go on Craigslist or whatever, the secondhand whatever, and look for the higher quality ones that somebody's selling that say they've hardly ever used. A lot of people buy them and they just become laundry hampers. So I would really take a look at that, okay? But understand something. The best exercise you're ever going to do is loving yourself. There's the best exercise. Because once you do that, you'll do all the other things that make you feel good and tell your body that you love it. Okay? Poppy, hi, when is it the best time to take the cleansing tea, before or after food? You could take it with food, after food, before food. I always do it on an empty stomach. And I take my tea in the morning and I take it at night. Ilana, how can I take your A to Z course if I'm living in Sydney? What do you mean? It's online, girl. All you got to do, and this is all for you, you just go to the Doc of Detox website, go to the top, click on Masterclass, and please don't be paranoid. I know this is a paranoid time we live in. And then click on Masterclass, fill it out, the information, and you're going to get it free for life, okay, unless you want to pay for it. And then you're going to put master in the code, and then you're going to put the information, and then you're going to have to give your Visa card number, and I'll never take a penny from it. But it's too hard to ride over the system, okay? All right, so it's complicated. I asked my IT guy, and he said, if they don't want to put their Visa card and don't want to trust us, then, and if you don't trust me by now, then I don't know what to say. I have a question about, Laura, I have a question about the cleansing tea as well. The 2-week supply only has 4 tea bags. Well, yeah, because it only takes 2 tea bags to make 1 gallon. This is a super concentrated product. So 2 tea bags makes 1 gallon. 1 gallon will last a person 1 week. Okay? Uh, does that mean it is only to be taken 2 times per week? Well, no, because, oh my gosh. So you know what, Laura, you need to read the instructions, okay, dear? Because if you go and use a whole tea bag in one glass, you're not going to like the taste. You're not going to also like cleansing that fast. 2 tea bags makes 1 gallon. And what you do is you put bring a gallon of water to a boil. Then when it comes to a boil, turn it off, put 2 tea bags in, put the lid on, steep it for 8 hours, put it in the fridge, and then start off with 4 ounces in the morning, 4 ounces at night. If you've got irritable bowel syndrome, start off with only 1 ounce in an 8-ounce glass and start off slow and be gentle. If you've got a bowel problem, we start off slow. Okay? All right? And if you've got a bowel problem, you want to, like an colitis, what you want to do is use black gold and tummy love first and then introduce the tea later. But that's how you do it. Okay? People that have been constipated and go to the bathroom like every 4 or 5 days, or they're in the bathroom for 20 days, right? Or 20 minutes, right, Yan? What they should do is they should make a 3-bag tea for a while to try to get things going and drink structured water and get on a whole plant-based diet and do make blender drinks of berries, and let's get it moving. Okay? In your book, Healthy to 100, it mentions the foods that are good and foods to avoid weight loss. For the different blood types, type B are okay with dairy. No. I put the blood type diet in there. I was not condoning it, that it was great. Okay? At the time, somebody said, let's put the blood type in because it was so popular. So when people would read it, they would have a guide and I would explain, dairy's no good for anyone. And it isn't, okay? So cow's milk is 20 times larger, the molecule, than mother's milk. Goat's milk is 7 times larger, so you can digest it better. But guess what? When you stop breastfeeding, you stop making the enzyme to digest milk. So that's why we need to go to oat milk, oat milk or almond milk, or coconut milk. There you go. Those I think, are the best ones. But no, I will never condone any type of dairy products. You go ahead and do them. People say, I don't feel any difference. I feel good with it. Guess what? You have a low-grade inflammation going on, especially you O types, that you can digest animal proteins better. O types are the type of people that say, I never had any problem, and then they wake up with a tumor in their belly. Okay? A types are very sensitive. When they eat something, they feel it right away. And like an O type and an A type go out to eat Chinese food. And it even rancid oil in it. The A type is vomiting, the O type just farts later. Okay? And then if it's a man and a woman and they go out, the man, he just farts all the time. And the woman, she's probably sick as a dog. Why? Because women bring life into the world and they get punished more with their diet. And that's why we think that they're neurotic when they're not neurotic. They bring life and they keep life going. They're the caretakers. And to be a caretaker and bring life into the world, you have a lot more bells and whistles that say, hey, sweetheart, come on. All right. You're the one that brings life into the world. This guy over here, his job's over in just a few minutes, right? So a woman's job is so important. So understand, don't let anybody tell you need drugs or there's something wrong with you. Okay? There isn't. All right? You're just a highly tuned spirit. That's it. Hilda, why do I always get yeast infections right after taking a second antibiotic pill? Why? Because you just went in with the same type of thing as chemo, and you dropped this chemo bomb into your colon, where it wiped out your good bacteria. And when you wipe out the bacteria, guess what? The yeast have no protection. They turn into fungus. All right? Then they drill through you. The fungus is absorbed through you. And now your vaginal canal is full of fungus. And then it even smells like fish. welcome to your world. You cannot go in and think you're going to wipe out your immune system, 85% of it, mommy's bacteria, which is the blessing, okay, and think that you're not going to go moldy. You're going moldy. So guess what? That yeast infection says that your vaginal canal is rotting out. Why do you think it smells? I know I'm kind of sometimes like harsh. Not harsh, but to the point. But that's what it is. When you have a smell coming from your vagina, okay, and it smells like fish, you got to know that there's bad things going on. So, oh, wait a minute. No, there's nothing wrong. She has a hormonal imbalance. Let's get her on a patch. Let's get her on hormonal therapy. No, why don't we just build up her immune system and clean out the toxins and the predators that have been allowed to breed because the tissue integrity is down. Because there's nobody at the gate anymore. Okay. Do you notice a difference in taste of your water when it's structured? Yes, you do. And it's silky. Okay? Let's put it this way. A mosquito can't walk along structured water because it has no surface tension. It'll drown. And you don't want that. Why do you want structured water? And it's not Kangen water. Kangen water is not structured water. Filtered water is not structured water. And the deal is structured water erases the memory of everybody that drank it because you're picking up the frequencies of people that drank it. And water will go an average of 17 times into a toilet and then into a glass, into a toilet, into a glass. So yes, it's been filtered, but even though you take all the physical out, all the frequencies from the bacteria, the drugs, any heavy metals are all in there. Whereas when I structure my water, even if the physical component is still there, I'm not worried about it. Now you can say that I'm the insane one, but guess what? This is science. What about the rain? We talked about it earlier. And guess what? I'm not telling you not to filter your water. So filter it, but make sure that you structure it. Okay? Get Kangen, but structure it. Get a bottled water from Costco, go figure, those plastic bottles that are so carcinogenic, and give it to your family. I would never do that. You better be structuring if you're going to do that. And who would ever go and lug water home? I don't get this. And you tell me that we don't have herd mentality, that we can't be programmed? Holy smokes. Wow. You know what? They have us so figured out. They can make us run here, run there. You know what? Just think what happens to people who aren't balanced, who don't totally love themselves and say, I'm going to love everyone no matter what. I may not like everything they're going to do, but that keeps me from trying to screw people around. Seriously. Because there's a bigger thing going on here. Okay? You can only grow consciously. Are you growing consciously? Do you go to people that are growing consciously? Because if you're not, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Christine, I'm sorry if I haven't been mentioning everybody's names. My aunt is 88 and has shingles. She is in severe pain now. Can I help her? Oh yeah, and with shingles, you want to get pain away. This is amazing. It's a fulvic product we put together, and you spray it on the body, and it will help to take the pain away. It really does. But with shingles, we talked about it earlier already. And it is if you were to call up, if you were to talk to your grandmother, you'd find out that she's so constipated. You'd find out she's so dehydrated, and she might be just drinking black tea for all I know. And if she's in a nursing home, they're giving her, she's probably taking 6 different drugs. How's that for a guess? And she's having all kinds of iodized salt, which is table salt, which is going to totally mess her up. And who knows what other packaged foods they're feeding her. And then she's probably stressing out for a loved one or stressing out for herself or not living in a good place. That's what it is. It truly is that. Again, the curcumin cayenne, daily cleansing tea. And I don't know where she lives, so I don't know how much she could do. If she's in a nursing home, it's basically medically run. Okay? All right? Oh, yeah, I was going to say something else. Yeah. And that was fresh and clean. Ladies, check this out. Fresh and clean. For under the arms and the groin area. Check it out. It's amazing. Okay? And also, one other thing I've never talked about is Beyond Beauty. Spray that on your face and find out how your face feels and how it tightens up. Okay? Next, how's Instagram doing? Yan, can you check?
It's still running. I'll go check, but it's still running.
Okay. How important is the spine alignment and reclining chair? I work in the health field, and people sometimes sleep in an upright position. How healthy is that? It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And you know what? They sleep in an upright position because they have heartburn. So how do we get rid of heartburn? Well, let's get the baking soda and get the cork out so their bowels can move and get them drinking water. And if you're in the health industry, if it's in the medical health industry, no wonder they're sitting up because nobody's telling them or helping them out. Hey, did you take your medication, sweetheart? That's about it, isn't it? The doctor will be around to see you, to take your blood pressure, to make sure that if it's up, you'll get more blood pressure meds. Okay. I know that I seem sometimes sarcastic, but isn't that really truly what's going on? Colleen, what is the appropriate and what is the spine alignment? If you want to get your spine aligned, then get a Wolfe Non-Surgical therapist to go in between the vertebrae and expand all the discs because they're dehydrated and get rid of all the scar tissue, crystallization, and calcium deposits. And guess what? If I work on an adult spine, they're going to be 1 inch to 1.5 inches taller when I'm done. Go figure. That's an alignment. Because the more that we expand things and loosen things around the spine, the better the spinal fluid flows. And spinal fluid carries more light than anything else in the human body. Why? Because it's carrying light to the brain. Okay? All right, Colleen, what is the approximate cost of the structure water unit? This unit here is $400. And this unit here is more. I don't know the price. And then I'm not sure of the pricing. It's all up on our website. Okay? It's on our website. But the reality is this a one-time buy? Okay? Your shower head is a one-time buy. And then people say, well, how long will it last? I'll say, well, put it in your will. That's how long it's going to last. Vanessa, what kind of chain do we need for the pendant? Doesn't matter. Well, you know what? This here, actually, do you see it's broken? The lock part broke. I'm going out tonight to get another one. I'm gonna buy 4 of them because I wear the different colors, depending on the way I feel. Now there's a fashion queen, eh? No, but I like them. I really like them. And after a while, you'll see. Here they are right here, for anybody who wants to see them. And then that's the protector that will go in your house. Okay. If your office, your house, if it's a smaller house, if it's a large place, we use the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi will do up to 20,000 square feet. That's a big place. Okay. Okay, I've got to get the phone back on, everyone. Okay. Can you tap your breast if you have a painful area? Will that help the area? I have not had a mammogram. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you right now. If it was my breast, if it was my breast in this type of paranoia, like breast cancer doesn't get advertised. Like there's not a woman out there with breasts that doesn't check it in the shower or think about it on a constant basis. Is this the day? Okay, that gets so fearful to go get a mammogram, to get her breast squished and then radiated to find out if she has cancer when we know it causes cancer. Wow, this is such a goofy thing, eh? I would be not having to check my breasts because if I was married, I would have my husband doing Wolfe Non-Surgical and going in and opening up the scar tissue and the crystallization in my ribs underneath where the bra was, because a bra, everybody wears one, and they're usually a wire. It attracts all the frequencies, and nobody knows that. And that's why even that little bit of movement, you're going to have scar tissue about 5 times thicker than the wire and as long as the wire. I guarantee it. Every woman out there. And that is causing circulation blocks. Physical blocks cause big problems, trust me. And then you're going to have another one right here under your armpit, about that big. And that's got to be taken apart. Then you're going to find from wearing the bra, you're crystallized all in the sternum. And you're going to find you want to pull that apart. And then you're going to find like this spider webbing of scar tissue in your breasts. Get your husband and get him trained. Get him to do it, because you can't do it yourself, but you can do the patting and clapping. And if it was my breasts, I'd be patting and clapping them. And it doesn't just do that, girls. I'll tell you what it makes them do. It makes them stand up. It makes them look young again and youthful. Yeah, come on. Unleash the blood supply. And, start off nice. Start off easy. And then work your way up to the point that you don't feel like after a while you're gonna be able to go this hard and not feel like you're torturing yourself. So just start off as easy as it feels like it's like tough love, not abusive. You're never gonna hurt yourself. And I'm telling you the truth. This dates back thousands of years. Okay? All right. But no, because it's new and, there you go. Oh boy. Let's see here. I love the inversion table. I have one, and that's what I do. I do an inversion table, and then I do my sit-ups there. But I'll actually hang upside down for even up to 15 minutes. I'll stretch my arms out, and I'll breathe, and I'll really relax. And I can feel the pulling in my groin areas sometimes, or even in my abdomen. And, it's not like there's something wrong there, but I'll just let it really open up, because your lower abdomen and your pelvis is the holy grail of everything. That's why if you've never watched The Holy Grail of Healing, please, please go watch that. Okay. My husband had inguinal navel hernia repair. Of course, that Yvette is her name. That means the mesh. Ooh. So now, how do I fix that? All the scar tissue that adds to it. Is it safe to get into it? Yeah, it is. It's safe. You go gentle. And then he should be doing the belly button therapy. Okay? He needs circulation in that area. The more inflammation he has, the more scar tissue he's going to have. And those adhesions are going to wrap themselves around his small intestine. He's going to have digestion problems. And it might even wrap the small intestine and glue it to the large intestine. And that scar tissue that type of surgery can actually cause 2 to 3 inch roots to grow off of it and wrap around even into the liver. Oh, you'd be surprised. It's pretty crazy. So now how do I, all scar tissue that adds to it. Is it safe to get into it? Yes. To break up, we don't break up the scar tissue. We pull the scar tissue fibers apart. There's a difference. We're not breaking up anything. Okay. And when you pull the scar tissue apart, the blood and the lymph and the energy flow, known as your energy, your grid, your field, your spirit, instantaneously the scar tissue goes into connective tissue. Isn't that a beautiful thing? It's called life. And then what happens? The crystals melt. The crystals being the lactic and uric acid that's sent there due to the inflammation. It's used as the glue to pull the fibrin apart. The fibrin together, the scar tissue. So that's how it should look with blood flow and lymph flow. And it goes like this, and then it clumps up, and then it gets really hard. And then you get these legs growing off of it. Oh, it's really a pretty thing. Ask any surgeon if he wants to be truthful. He causes more scar tissue than anyone, and he causes more trouble. And people that ever have surgery, if you want to see where trouble is caused, it's always around. Take a look. Right around where the scar is, where they took the tumor out, that's where usually it comes right back. And so that scar's got to be taken apart and then returned to its natural state. Look at, it's all about blood flow, isn't it? Flow. Bring the flow up, bring the temperature up, and you're going to bring the nutrition and the oxygen up. You know what? I think that we're very inexpensive. We do a personal treatment and training for 1 week. It'll change anybody's life. Take a look at the testimonials. You know, we do. We change lives. For the rest of your life will be changed. And that's my promise when you come to see us. Or we'll come to you. Doesn't matter. Okay? I just had a master trainer come back after 5 weeks. Went to Mexico to teach a doctor and his family. Then he went and Sage went to Los Angeles, taught a clinic, went and taught another clinic how to pull fibroids and tumors apart in San Diego, okay? And then he went to India, all right, to teach a family of 8. So you know what? Whatever you want. If you want to not have to complain and explain about your aches and your pains, then you've got to unleash the practitioner from within. He had this repair a year ago, is going about changing. You can't go about changing your diet. I'm working on it. You know what? I know it's difficult because how do you change and live a good lifestyle when everybody else in the family is slowly killing themselves? And then if you start doing things that are totally different, like you would be if you did these things I said today, everybody's going to pick on you, and that's what they do. Your family loves you, but their subconscious doesn't, because the subconscious wants herd mentality. And even if the person is dying, they don't want the other person to change their diet and get healthy and leave them behind. That's the subconscious. I hate the present. I hate the future. But I love the past because guess what? I know the past, so I'm not going to change, even if it means you're going to die. At least you're not dead yet, but you're just slowly dying. Go figure. If you don't understand that where the mind goes, the body follows, then you're toast. Is going to change. You know, he's got to change it now. And why doesn't he go and get a perfect day diet? Not from me. Go somewhere else if you want. But go get and find out what to do from the minute you wake up in the morning until you go to bed. He's got mesh in him, which he's got a foreign object. And guess what? Every foreign object is going to cause dis-ease within the body. End of story. You ever have a sliver? You get pus. You get irritated. How would you like to have mesh in you? Don't you ever get mesh. Don't you let them put mesh in. They can suture you. They're just saying it that they can't at the hospital. You put your foot down. No foreign objects, no hip replacements, no knee replacements, okay? No rods in your spine. First, take a look and see if you can opt to do something that's not so dangerous. You know what? People will pick the therapies depending on how much they love themselves or they don't. Seriously. We all know that drugs are poison. Meanwhile, it's the biggest industry in health, and it's not even health. Go figure. Okay. An inguinal hernia. Okay, got that. What do you, Lori, what do you think about, got that. Do you clean out the structured water unit? Yes, I do. I clean out the structured water unit with apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. It doesn't really matter. And we'll do that every few days, depending on what was going through it. Okay? Courtney, I have had 2 cesareans, and since then, I now have cysts on my ovaries. Boom. I already said this earlier. There's the deal. The scar tissue has grown so much, blocked off the circulation, and from the cesareans, I guarantee her colon has dropped. Okay, probably dropped on top of her bladder. Her bladder's dropped, and the whole circulation, and she's got scar tissue in her pelvis. So that means she's got all these physical dams. And if you got physical dams, you're going to have cysts. And why do we get cysts? Oh, you're going to love this. You get cysts that hold pus. But what is in the pus? The pus holds viruses. What the heck is going on? And bad bacteria. What the heck? You know why? Because the cyst is created to lock it down. So now we'll go in and work on someone. We'll start pulling the scar tissue apart, getting rid of the displaced calcium, increase the circulation, and guess what? Go around the cyst, and the cyst will just go pop. The person will not have inflammation. It'll just be absorbed and taken away. Okay? There it is. Cysts on the ovary is I cannot have a proper bowel movement, and the worst of all, I don't feel like a woman anymore, and it is embarrassing. Can't make love to my husband because it hurts. I hear this all the time. It's a scar tissue. You know what? If we could go in and do like 1.5 hours, slowly and lovingly working on you, using the Bioptron, using the Avicin, getting you to do the pelvic activation and enhancement, I promise you that you could make love to your husband after an hour and a half and you would not have the pain. You might have a little bit of a tender tummy, but you will not have the pain. We need to untie the knots that bind you, girl. Okay? Carl, Dr. Wolfe, I have carpal tunnel syndrome and it is back. I already talked about that. So somebody else has it. Third time, no, it was carpal tunnel. So I said frozen shoulder. So yeah, it's easy to work on. Carpal tunnel would take us about a half an hour. I can't go through it all right now. I'll take this question over to next Friday because Monday I'm with Michael, Dr. Michael Finkelstein, and we're doing a Q&A from his last 2 shows on Alzheimer's and Lyme's. So I won't have another show for another week, guys. Antoinette, I would love to learn how do these courses with my partner. Oh, I just talked about the personal treatment and training, Antoinette. Just go back, please. Just go back and you can come and take the PTT or we'll send it to you. All right. This was somebody, I disagree that we are killing nature or the idea that Earth wants to be rid of us. I never said that. So somebody took this off my show. What I actually said is we're poisoning the planet and it's not us, it's corporations and the government's standing back going, oh, okay, what can we do about it? Well, we know why they're not. And people aren't really poisoning the planet. Corporations are. And they're making all of this packaged stuff and all this junk. And they keep on bringing it out to us. And then they blame us for buying it when they program us to buy it and poison ourselves. And what I said is that the earth will not be poisoned. We will be its filter and we will go extinct. And that's what I said. So somebody didn't get that right. And that's okay. And she says, nature is a system of laws we all must abide, yes. And the earth is our mother, absolutely, who teaches us but is willing to let us learn the hard way. I don't know about this. That's not how it is. She's not letting us learn the hard way. We're learning the hard way because we have hard heads called subconscious programming, and we don't realize we're asleep until we're awake and that we're actually poisoning ourselves. And we've been taught to hate ourselves because there's only hate and love. There's self-love and self-hate. And I'm going to stick to that one. Okay? But thank you for your comment. And thank you for joining me, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend. And just know that we truly are here for you. And we truly do care. But guess what? How do you care for people that don't care for themselves? You just keep trying, but don't make yourself sick over it. God bless and have the best weekend of your life. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.